I'll be discussing something on appending and merging. So to append and merge is basically to concatenate. If you remember, we covered some concept on concatenate, which means we bring, we are trying to bring two data frames together. So today I'll cover how to do concatenate data tables using R. So the concept is basically you're supposed to use a library data table and a function called R-bind list. So this is a function that allows us to concatenate two data sets. So these are common operation when working with data in R, and it is useful in data manipulation tasks. So the first thing is basically setting your environment. Make sure you set your working directory always, so that at least your data set will be read by the software. The next thing is you start an R script or an R markdown, and you can use an hashtag comment. So in this case, I want to download install my data frame. So the first thing is install.packages, then data table. So if I run this one, then I attach the library by using the library command. So let me restart my session to allow it to read data table. So restarting the session, and let me just do that. Just give it some few seconds. So let me run it again, and so it's running. So if you have any challenges, you can also use packages here. So look at data table. So if you want to install, just click install, then data table. Data table is the first one here, then you can install. So let me restart the session and see how it goes. Okay, let me see now. Data table. So data table. So let me just add it from this point. So I have attached the library data table, the same here. So you can do the same thing from either sides. You can attach it from this point, or you can just run this command. So I don't want to restart the session at the moment. So the next thing is I'm going to use a fictitious data set, where I'm having the first column is just numbers between 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm using a colon to do that. This is basically specifying a sequence of numbers. Then I have again a sequence of letters, which is between 1 to 5, so A, B, C, D, so up to 5. Then I have number 3. The third column is just going to have 3. So in that case, if I run that, you can see I have simple data from 1, where I have 1 to 5, A to E. Then the third column is having just 3, 3, 3, and everything. So number one thing, make sure your data frame is having equal number of rows and columns. So the next thing is creating a second data frame, which I'm going to use between a sequence of numbers between 11 to 15. You can see. Then again, sequence of letters between 11 to 15 is the same. Then the third one is just having number 13, 13, 30, 30, 33, 33, 30. So to concatenate is the last thing I'm going to do. Where I'm going to name this object data concatenate or data bind. Then I'm going to use R-bind to bind the two, and I'm having a list. I'm making it as a list. So make sure you have this command list, uh, your function. So if I run this one, I have a list that combines both data frame 1 and data frame 2. So that is basically how to combine a simple data merging or data